to try to break this down into some phrases that make sense. The first phrase is you double stop the E string at the 8th fret and the B string at the 7th fret, and you play it 8 times in this pattern. Okay, then double stop at the 5th fret of the E and B strings, played twice. A double stop at the 7th fret of the B and G strings, played once. And then some single notes. G string, 5th fret, hammered on to the 7th fret, and then B string, 5th fret. So, and then the 2 whole note bends on the B string, 8th fret. All right. The next phrase goes like this. You're taking the B string, 5th fret, with a whole note bend on the 8th fret and back, pull off to the 5th fret, and then hammer onto the 7th fret of the G string. So it's then you have a very similar riff on the G string. You're going to bend the 7th fret, whole note up and back, and pull off to the 5th fret and hammer on the D string 7th fret. And then you finish with the G string 5th and 6th frets. Okay, the next phrase is you slide that middle finger up to the 11th fret on the G string, and you play a double stop on the 10th fret of the E and B strings twice. Then a double stop on the 12th fret of the B and G strings, and hammer on from the 10th to the 11th fret of the G string, and 2 more double stops on the E and B strings at the 10th fret. So and the next phrase, which you're going to see a lot in this solo and the next one actually, is sort of a herky-jerky rhythm. There's no hammer-ons. Every note is picked. You're on the G string, 5th fret and 6th fret, and E string, 5th fret, and you play them individually. So it's okay. Next phrase is on the G string, 5th fret, and then 7th fret, and then pick the 7th fret again and bend it a whole step and give it a sort of a triple bend, almost like a slow vibrato. So it would be like then pull off from the 7th fret to the 5th, and then bend that 7th fret all the way up a whole step and play the 1st string 5th fret. So like then on the B string, pull off from the 8th fret to the 5th fret and hammer on the G string 7th fret. On the G string, now bend that 7th fret a whole note up and back, pull off to the 5th and hammer on to the D string 7th fret. And then you hit that 7th note, the 7th fret note again. Then on that D string, pull off from the 7th to the 5th, and hammer on back to the 7th again, and the G string 5th fret. and then you end the phrase by playing this double stop at the E string, 8th fret, and B string, 7th fret, 6 times, just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at this point, you finally made it through the first 12 bars, and now it's on to the second. Okay, the next go around starts with this kind of cool sliding double stop riff. It goes like this. You put your finger, your first finger, on the B string 8th fret, and your middle finger on the G string 9th fret. All right, and you play it 3 times, and then slide up 2 frets, and play that one more time. So. Then you do the same thing, but you play it twice instead of 3 times. So it's like, and you alternate those two. So you go 3, 2, 3. Then on that, this next set, the third set, you start out the same way. But instead of sliding back, you place your ring finger across the B and G strings at the 12th fret. You strike that twice, and then remove the finger and strike twice more. So. Now you place your first finger on the G string at the 8th fret, and your ring finger on the B string at the 9th fret. And you slide up 1 fret and you play. Sound familiar? It's kind of like, right? All right, and then the next phrase is like this. So you're starting off at the 10th fret of the B string. And bend the 13th fret up a whole step twice. Then the 13th fret note and the 10th fret note. And then 2 more 13th fret bends with a delay on the first one. So it's like... And then that herky-jerky riff that we've already covered. Okay, then you're pretty much on the home stretch. The end of the solo is... So you repeat the pattern you began the solo with, playing the E string 8th fret and the B string 7th fret 8 times, with a double stop at the 5th fret. Then you play the same double stop again, and using your middle finger on the B string and 7th fret and your ring finger on the E string 7th fret, you bend them both up a half step and back, and then play the 5th fret double stop again. So that's... All right. Then you move to single notes on the G string. You just bend the 7th fret note a whole step up and back, and pick the 5th fret note, and then bend that 7th fret up a whole step and go to the E 5th fret. Okay, so that's... Move to the B string, bend that 8th fret note a whole step twice, and pull off from the 8th fret to the 5th. And then, still on the B string, you do a whole note bend on the 8th fret and back, and pull off to the 5th fret, and then hammer onto the 7th fret of the G string. And as you hammer, when you land on this G string, bend it a little bit, and then play the G string 5th fret with some vibrato, you know, some kind of exaggerated. So it would be... And at that point, you're done with the first solo. And you go on to the third verse, And in the third lesson, we're going to cover the outro solo. So thanks for watching.